Chosen one, this is not an accident. You did not stumble here by chance. This message was placed before you because there is a hidden cycle in your life that must be broken. You've felt it. Battles repeating when they should have ended long ago. Doors opening halfway only to slam shut again. Relationships that echo the same pain, even when the faces change. Opportunities rising with promise but collapsing before the breakthrough. It's as if something unseen keeps pressing replay on your struggles. Deep down you know, this is not random. It is spiritual. It is generational. It is a cycle designed to keep you from stepping fully into your calling. But hear this, the fact that you are here now means the cycle is trembling. When truth shines, darkness loses its grip. In this journey, we will uncover the invisible patterns draining your destiny. We will expose the roots planted long before you were born, and we will confront the strategies that have kept you bound. Stay with me until the end, because the final revelation I will share is one most never see. It is the missing key, and once you grasp it, everything changes. So if your spirit feels the weight of this word, act in faith, like this video now. Subscribe to remain connected to this stream of messages, and type 777 in the comments as a declaration of completion. Because today the cycle ends, and the new begins. Take a deep breath. You are about to step into a word not just for your ears, but for your spirit, your bloodline, and your destiny. There is a prison around you, yet no bars can be seen. It is the prison of cycles, patterns that repeat, seasons that replay, wounds that echo. You notice it when opportunities collapse at the same stage every time. You notice it when new relationships carry old betrayals. You notice it when prayers feel powerful, yet results are delayed again and again. It feels like walking through a hallway full of doors, but every door leads back to the same room. That is not coincidence, it is the fingerprint of a cycle. But cycles do not mean you are weak, they mean you are marked for destiny. The enemy does not waste energy on the ordinary. He repeats attacks because heaven has set you apart for breakthrough. The prison you feel is not proof of failure, it is proof of calling. Picture a bird raised in a cage. Even when the cage opens, it hesitates to fly. The prison is no longer physical. It is mental, spiritual, generational. And many live this way, convinced the walls around them are permanent. But today, the cage is shaking. Strongholds are not only external. They are prisons of thought, cycles of behavior, chains of the unseen. And the Spirit is declaring, those strongholds are crumbling. Reflect for a moment. Can you see the pattern in your own life? Maybe it's financial. Every time you get ahead, something snatches it away. Maybe emotional, or you trust again, and betrayal greets you at the door. Maybe spiritual. You rise in prayer, yet soon feel dragged back into the same pit. These are not random. They are the invisible prison of cycles. But the enemy's greatest weapon is not the cycle itself. It is your blindness to it. As long as you think it is coincidence, the prison stays locked. But the moment you see it, name it, and confront it, chains begin to weaken. That is why you are here. The veil is being lifted, exposing the unseen pattern, declaring, you have circled this mountain long enough. But revelation alone is not breakthrough. Seeing the prison is only the first step. To be free, you must go deeper, because cycles are not just prisons. They are planted seeds, and unless the root is pulled, the pattern always returns. In the next part, we will uncover where these cycles are birthed, and why you were chosen to uproot them. Chosen one, listen carefully. Cycles do not begin in the moment you face them. They are planted long before so, like seeds buried deep in the soil of your bloodline, waiting for the right season to sprout. Every cycle has a root. If the root is untouched, the fruit always returns. You can cut branches, silence leaves, but unless the root is pulled, the pattern rises again. This is why some battles feel older than you, because they are. They were planted through words spoken, doors opened, wounds never healed. And now you carry the assignment to confront them. Think of a field overrun with weeds. You cut them today, they rise tomorrow. But when you dig deep and pull the root, the soil is free for new seeds. That is your task, not just to resist the cycle, but to uproot it once and for all. Reflect for a moment. Do patterns repeat in your family as well as your life? Divorce, poverty, addiction, betrayal, delay, depression. These are not coincidences. They are seeds grown into cycles. But the Spirit declares it ends with you. What strangled generations will not strangle you. What drained your ancestors will not drain your children. You are the one chosen to rebuild, restore, and renew. Do not fear this assignment. The very weight you feel proves you carry the anointing to break it. Your tears are not wasted. Your warfare is not wasted. They are watering the ground for a new harvest. Breaking the seed of a cycle requires courage. It means confronting what has been hidden. It means saying no more, even when fear whispers otherwise. But the moment you face it, heaven backs your decree. This is why you cannot quit. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are uprooting something that has strangled generations, and your obedience plants freedom for those who come after you. But this is only the beginning. When a root is pulled, the enemy does not stay silent. He shifts his strategy. In the next part, we will uncover how he mirrors your patterns to keep you bound, and why recognizing his reflection is the key to breaking free. The enemy studies you more than you realize. He watches your steps, your habits, your weaknesses. He doesn't always create new battles. Instead, he mirrors the old ones. Repetition is his weapon. Cycles are his prison. Like a predator tracking footprints, he learns where you stumble. Like a fisherman with familiar bait, he repeats what has worked before, until you start to believe the pattern is part of who you are. But this is the lie. You are not your pattern. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes that replay. You carry a divine assignment, and cycles are only designed to distract you from it. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But you were created for life and abundance. Cycles exist to rob you of that inheritance. Notice how attacks often look familiar. The same doubt rising when you're about to move forward. The same voice whispering when you are closest to breakthrough. The same storm appearing every time you begin to build. These are not coincidences. They are mirrored attacks. Ignorance keeps the cycle alive. Revelation breaks it. The prison only remains if you accept it as normal. But when you recognize the reflection and call it out, the mirror shatters. This is where many remain bound, not by lack of strength, but by lack of awareness. The trap is broken once you see it for what it is. The pattern loses power when you refuse to own it as your identity. But here is the deeper truth. Awareness alone is not enough. To break the mirror, you need a disruption strong enough to shake its foundation. A sound from heaven that interrupts the rhythm of the cycle. And in the next part, we will uncover that weapon of disruption. The force that doesn't just break cycles, but destroys their roots forever. Chosen one, listen closely. Every cycle, no matter how strong, bows to a higher decree. Every prison, no matter how fortified, trembles when heaven speaks. What has kept you bound is not stronger than the one who called you. Cycles are not broken by human strength alone. They collapse under divine disruption. When heaven releases a sound, chains fall, doors open, and foundations shake. This is what is about to happen in your life. A spiritual earthquake. A shaking that not only opens doors, but breaks every chain attached to you. Because cycles cannot withstand the sound of faith. You've been taught to fight patterns with your own effort, but your true weapons are higher. Your worship is a weapon. Your prayer is power. Your declaration carries authority. When you open your mouth, you disrupt the atmosphere. When you speak truth, hidden foundations begin to crumble. When you lift your voice in praise, even in the darkest hour, cycles lose their grip. No weapon formed against you will prosper. The cycle may form, but it cannot prevail. The altar of worship in your life is stronger than any altar of bondage raised against you. Picture a storm crashing against a mountain. The storm is loud, but the mountain does not move. That is who you are when you stand in alignment. And when you release the name above all names, the storm loses its power. But disruption is never just for you. When one chain breaks, others fall. When one prison shakes, others open. Your obedience releases freedom to those still trapped in the same cycles. You are not just breaking free, you are opening doors for generations. Take this in deeply. You are a divine disruption. You are the shift the enemy feared would rise, but disruption is not the end. If the prison has shaken and the chains are falling, what comes next? Because heaven is not only calling you to break cycles, but to step into a new rhythm, a rhythm of destiny, not bondage. And in the next part, we will uncover what that transition truly looks like, the wilderness that tests you before the promise flows. Every deliverance leads into transition. Every breakthrough opens into a season of testing. Even when chains fall, you may still feel surrounded by dryness. That place is the wilderness. The wilderness is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the sacred ground between bondage and promise. The space where faith is refined and trust is forged. Maybe you feel it now. You know cycles have broken, yet life still feels delayed. You sense freedom, yet silence greets you at night. This is not abandonment, it is transition. The wilderness strips away dependence on systems and people. It reveals the doubts, fears, and questions the cycle tried to hide, not to destroy you, but to refine you. In the wilderness, provision looks different. Manna falls from heaven. Water flows from unexpected places. A cloud covers by day. Fire leads by night. It is here that you learn your survival rests not on cycles, but on the voice that never fails. Even Jesus passed through the wilderness before stepping into destiny. 40 days of silence, 40 days of testing, and when the enemy came, he overcame with truth. The wilderness was the proving ground of his authority. Yours is no different. This season sharpens your discernment. It trains your ear to hear the still voice. It strips away the residue of the past so you can walk freely into the promise. But know this, the wilderness has an expiration date. It is not forever. It is a passage, not a destination. The dryness you feel today is proof that abundance is near. The very ground that feels barren will one day overflow. The silence you endured will turn into testimony. The hunger you carried will become satisfaction overflowing. So lift your head in hope. The wilderness is shaping you, not breaking you, and the very path that feels empty will lead to the promised flow. In the next part, we will uncover that flow, a rhythm of blessing and inheritance waiting beyond the desert. Chosen one, hear this. The wilderness was never meant to be your final address. It was only the bridge, because beyond the dry land waits the flow of promise, a rhythm not of bondage, but of abundance. Joshua 1:3 declares, "I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses." This is the word over you now. Every step you take in alignment with heaven will carry inheritance. Every decision rooted in obedience will unlock doors no cycle can shut. Think of Israel standing at the Jordan River, the wilderness behind them, the land of Canaan before them. It was not just a crossing of land, it was a crossing of seasons. They had eaten manna in the desert, but the moment they stepped into promise, the manna ceased and the fruit of the land became their portion. Chosen one, this is the shift heaven is preparing for you. The end of survival, the beginning of overflow. Picture a river flowing strong and unstoppable. It carves valleys, nourishes fields, sustains life wherever it touches. That is what the promised flow looks like in your destiny. No longer repeating cycles of lack, but creating streams of blessing that outlive you. For the promise is not only for you, but for generations after you. Psalm 65:11 declares, "You crown the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance." This is the flow awaiting you, Abundance not as a fleeting moment, but as a continual rhythm. Blessings dripping like oil from every step you take in alignment. Chosen one, you are not just meant to escape cycles. You are meant to birth new cycles. Cycles of favor, cycles of healing, cycles of wisdom, cycles of legacy. What tormented your bloodline ends with you. What begins with you will bless those yet unborn. Think of Joseph. He was once thrown into a pit, enslaved, imprisoned. Yet when the cycles of injustice ended, he rose into the promised flow of authority in Egypt. And not only did he prosper, but he preserved his entire family in famine. This is the calling of a chosen one, to step into abundance not for selfish gain, but to become a vessel of preservation and blessing for others. Reflect now. Can you sense it? The season where opportunities will not collapse, but multiply. Where doors will not close, but swing wide open. Where relationships will not drain you, but align with destiny. This is the promised flow. But let me give you this truth. The promised flow is not automatic. It requires courage to step into it. Joshua still had to cross the Jordan. Walls of Jericho still had to fall. Giants still had to be faced. The promise is yours, but it must be claimed. And when you step forward in faith, heaven releases the land. Chosen one, your wilderness prepared you for this. The pain sharpened your discernment. The silence trained your ear to hear the still, small voice. The hunger built a capacity for abundance. And now, the flow awaits you. But here is the mystery. The promised flow is not just about arrival. It is about rhythm, because the ultimate revelation is not simply stepping into blessing, but walking in alignment with the heartbeat of heaven. And in the final part, we will uncover this last truth, the new divine rhythm that transforms your destiny forever. Chosen one, take this in. The invisible prison tried to silence you. The seed of the cycle tried to root itself in you. The mirror of the enemy tried to trick you. The wilderness tried to weary you. But now, the promised flow is opening before you. And all of it has been leading to this moment, the new divine rhythm. Cycles are about repetition, but rhythm is about forward motion. Cycles trap you in circles, but rhythm carries you into destiny. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it?" Chosen one, the new thing is not coming someday. It is breaking forth now. This is the moment where survival turns into assignment, where struggle transforms into testimony, where delay turns into acceleration. Close your eyes for a moment and see it with your spirit. A river flowing strong, carving new paths where there was only wilderness. This river is not rushing backward, it is moving forward. That is your life from this day forward. No more circles, only flow. No more repetition, only rhythm. No more bondage, only alignment. Hear me. Your survival was not random. Every tear watered the soil of your breakthrough. Every prayer built the altar of your destiny. Every battle trained your hands for war. You did not suffer in vain. You were being prepared to carry the rhythm of heaven into the earth. Chosen one, this is your declaration now. I break every hidden cycle. I uproot every generational seed. I shatter every mirror of the enemy. I endure the wilderness with faith. I step into the promised flow, and I walk in the divine rhythm of my destiny. Say it with your voice. Type it in the comments as a decree. Seal it in your spirit with faith, because heaven has already marked this day as your turning point. John 8:36 says, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." And today, you are not just free from the prison, you are aligned with the promise. You are not just delivered from the cycle, you are dancing to the rhythm of heaven. Let us seal this word in prayer. Father, I thank you for every chosen one receiving this word now. I declare freedom from every cycle that bound them. I declare restoration of every promise that was delayed. I declare alignment with the rhythm of heaven. May their steps be ordered. May their voice carry authority. May their destiny overflow with abundance. Let this be the day where cycles end and rhythms begin. In Jesus' name, amen. Chosen one, hear me as I close. The cycle ends now. The rhythm begins now. And nothing, no enemy, no past, no fear, can stop what heaven has already written about you. So act in faith right now. Like this video as a prophetic sign. Subscribe, not as routine, but as alignment to stay in this flow of revelation. And type in the comments, I am free, I am chosen, I am aligned. Because when you declare it, you don't just say it, you step into it. This was not just a message, it was a turning point. Chosen one, welcome to your new rhythm.